we're back with part whatever. I'm not quite sure anymore what part. But the point we're at now, we put the transmission in, didn't work. So earlier today, I pulled the transmission back out to get rebuilt. And it only took about an hour to take out. It wasn't too bad. Come was quicker to do since I had already done this one before. But there it is. And I need to clean up a little bit. Try to keep everything clean to a point. Still gotta keep some tools out for to put it back in with. But there's the kit. I made a video on this. I'm not quite sure if I posted it yet or if I'm gonna post it, but it's just a master rebuild kit. Comes with clutches, the steels, the reverse band, vacuum modulator. It's got the input and output shaft, journal bearings, and the filter. Pretty simple. Oh, it's also got, where'd I put them? Oh, it's over on this other chair. But that has all your lip seals and input and output shaft seal, pan gasket, valve body gasket, other ring type seals, pump seal for the actual pump for the transmission. Comes with a lot. And probably, I think pretty much any rubber seal on that transmission. It does not come with like a shifter seal, I don't believe. So, but normally those don't need to be replaced very often. But that's about it. Plan actually now, I know I said in other videos, I'm gonna pay my transmission guy to rebuild that transmission because I do not have time. I have a lot of other stuff I need to get done. I got things to do before I leave, and I'd just rather pay the $300 for the labor. I already bought the transmission kit, so it's just gonna be another $300. And he's gonna give me a new torque converter for it that had less than 1,000 miles on it. The transmission that came off of the case cracked, so I think it might be a higher stall. I don't remember. I'm not gonna say it is or isn't, but practically brand new. He's gonna give me that, so that'll save me at least $80 to $100. And he would have given it to me anyways because I know him. But he's been building transmissions a long time. He's built several for me, and I just know him to be a good transmission builder. That's what he did for a long time. So $300. Labor isn't bad. I don't know if that's across the board, but I know that's at least with the Turbo 400, Turbo 350. I think once you get into the electronic ones, he might charge a little more, as he should, because they take a little longer to go through correctly. Because there's some parts you can kind of look over or look past and not worry about and probably put it back together and be fine. But you know, to do a full correct rebuild, going through everything, it's going to take a little bit of time. So that's it for now. Next part or a whole video I make is going to be when the transmission's back from the rebuilder and me putting it back in, and it will run at that point. The engine does smoke a little bit. I don't know if it's the rings or the valve seals. I think it's probably just valve seals, but that really doesn't bother me because the truck's going to be parked at my grandmother's and just driven around the farm. So for now, I'm just going to have a shelter over it because the cab's pretty much rust free. There's one small, probably that wide of rust in the cab on the kicker panel on the side from where water got in and set there, but that's the end. It's going to be the final video on the transmission series, hopefully. This is the transmission after being rebuilt. I guess he didn't end up putting it through that heavy duty washer. He just did like a light cleaning on it. It's fully rebuilt, has a mild shift kit in it. Pretty much what he told me is it's just to maximize or allows more flow of fluid and slightly firmer shifts to make it last a little longer. The only thing he told me that he noticed was the input shaft was a little worn. He said it might have been used in a lockup at one point, but everything else I guess looked fine, and he gave me this converter. I wasn't sure if it was going to rain, so I covered it with a hubcap. It is a used one. He told me it has only about 1,000 miles on it. I'm just going to use it. I'm not too worried. But yeah, it should take me about, I'm gonna just be generous for the time, maybe about 2 hours to put it in. Shouldn't take that long, but you know how it is. I forgot to get torque converter bolts because the other one was a thread in and this one is not, so I'll have to go do that. Beats having to buy a $80 to $100 torque converter, but other than that I can put it all in there and I can do the torque converter bolts later. Also bought some flushing stuff so I can flush out the cooler lines in the truck since there was quite a bit of metal debris. And I started taking apart the old transmission, and keep in mind I've already cleaned out this pan once, so I definitely want to clean out them lines because I knew it's going to be filled with stuff. But that's it. I'm going to begin working so I can get this thing done. I have a possible buyer, but I really don't want to sell the truck, so I kind of put a high price on it. But yeah, I'm going to stop it here and get back with you either when it's in or, you know, almost.